All right, you guys, and good morning to you. Thank you guys so much for joining me in another video. So today we are going to be planting a few things. I want to actually get some landscape fabric put down. I'm really not big on landscape fabric, but here's my deal right now, currently for this year. Just in this little area here where these weeds just keep coming up. Um, until I can get some things planted down in there that I really want in that space, I'm going to be putting some landscape fabric down in there just so I can get my mulch laid down. That's all I want to do, you guys. I do have some hostas that are back there in my plant stash that we need to get planted. Oh, look at the paint. It's getting worse. You guys, we had our house painted 2 years ago when we first moved in here, and the individuals that painted it were super nice, but they were not very thorough. There's no reason why the paint should be peeling off the side of the house like that. So my husband said that's something that he's going to have to repair. But anywho, there's some plants back there. I think there's some astilbe. Let's just walk over there. All right, so here they are. There are a couple of varieties of hosta here. Um, I think one is Paul's Glory, the other is Hudson Bay, and some astilbe and some, excuse me, Japanese painted fern. So I want to get all of those things planted today, and well, try my best to get all those things planted. And I may be doing a little bit of transplanting of some things now that the fence is up. You guys saw that in a previous video, and I was super excited about it. So yeah, now I can start creating more garden beds and planting some things in some other spaces. So that is really exciting for me. So I do know for a fact I want to get these things in the ground today, if at all possible. But and I want to treat some butterfly bush, you guys. So here is the deal here. I want to get my butterfly bushes treated with some iron tone. I thought about chelated iron, but I'm not really sure. I don't really deal with chlorosis a lot here, but this is definitely chlorosis. You can see the yellow leaf foliage there, and then the dark green veining. That's a surefire sign of chlorosis, not to mention the burn, you guys, on these. Bless their hearts. I noticed it earlier on, but I didn't think anything about it. I just thought the new growth came out pretty light. And then I came back around here a couple of days later and it was pretty severe. So I am going to be treating these. Unfortunately, the treatment will not help this. What's crisp is already crisp. It's not going to lighten back or darken back up, but hopefully it will take care of this before it gets to that point right there. For me, I'm willing to forfeit some blooms and cut that off so that it doesn't look so rough, and just let the plant rebound and come back to. I'm okay with that and forfeiting some blooms in order to have a healthier plant. I'm totally on board with that. Also, the hydrangeas that I want to actually get rid of are blooming, and you can see by the color of these blooms, they are pH determinate, and we have very acidic soil here. Most of our hydrangea blooms are like a purple or a blue. So that's really pretty. Have no idea what this hydrangea is, honestly. I do know that it is a lace cap variety, but I bought this at a plant sale about 3 years ago almost. So I honestly couldn't tell you the name or the variety of this, but I do know that it has some really pretty lace cap blooms when they do bloom, and the plant is massive. Also, another bloom I want to show you really quick is right outside the gate here. We've been getting an exponential amount of rain, just a tremendous amount of rain. Some storms rolled through, and we just got some days of rain, which done my hostas and my hydrangeas a world of good. I'll show you the limelights behind me in a second, but check out all of that new growth just this past week. This is my Fairy Trail Bride hydrangea, and she grows like a weed. She grows like crazy, and look at her blooms, you guys. The name of this plant is so fitting because every time I look at these blooms, I think of a lacy wedding gown. It just reminds me of a wedding dress. Something about it. But when I tell you the amount of blooms, and she blooms on old and new growth, so all of this new growth that you see pushing out right here will eventually have blooms on it as well. And she is a prolific bloomer. This thing blooms like crazy. It is in actually a very part sun location, and you can see just the amount of blooms that it has. It just thrives right here in the spot. I love it. I love it so, so much. And now that we have the fence up, we hate to take that off, but now that we have the fence up, it looks really pretty. The fence looks like a really pretty backdrop for it. And for anyone who is wondering the type of fence we had, I did link the fence in the description, but it is a yard link. It's the yard link. It's the Grand Empire. I think the XL maybe? Yeah, Grand Empire XL. But yeah, there's the Fairy Trail Bride. Also, there is a Japanese painted fern in there that I'm probably going to have to dig out and relocate it, because between the hosta and the hydrangea, it's just going to get pretty covered up. So we'll get that taken care of as well. All right, and real quick too, here are my limelight hydrangeas just since the garden tour. You can see they shot out a lot. You can tell where their new growth is. It's a little bit lighter than the rest. This is not chlorosis. This is definitely what the plant does when it starts to come out. When their new growth comes out. And you can also tell there's no dark green veining. The plant is very much healthy and beautiful. And this is making me happy because they're touching. They're holding hands. So pretty soon I'll have a nice thick hedge of these that will go on through. And like I said, I think I said this in a previous video, I'll probably just limb these up from the bottom to make them kind of sparse at the bottom and plentiful at the top, so that my husband won't have a difficult time when trying to keep the flower bed edged and the grass mowed. Also, speaking of the grass, because I'm pretty sure you guys saw it in the last video too, it's driving me, ooh, it's sending me somewhere. My husband sprays a treatment on the grass, which it's like a weed and feed. He does it every year. It works like a charm, but it annoys me to see it because it just makes everything look white. So the weeds turn white, the grass flushes up through it green, and that's pretty much it. So our entire backyard looked like this at one point. Not the entire backyard, but the patches where the weeds were. And you can see it's already starting to flesh out green. So any of those little patchy spots that you may have seen in a previous video and in this video, it's not dead spots. It's just, well, dead weeds basically. But the grass fleshes out from in there. All right, so let me get the camera set up so that I can get some iron tone put in around these plants. But what you will want to do is, if you have some mulch built up around here, which I've not mulched this bed, so it's okay. You want to slide the mulch away from the base of your plant. You want to sprinkle the recommended amount around the drip line. For this shrub, it's probably about a cup. I'm probably going to do just a little bit over a cup for this size of a shrub. But you sprinkle it around the base of the drip line of the plant, and you want to scratch it into the soil so that it gets nice and incorporated. And then you're going to want to come in and you're going to water it. I will do this as often as the pack recommends. Let me double check that really quick. So like I said, it does say sprinkle 1 to 2 cups around the drip line, and you'll just want to do it. It says apply in early spring or anytime in the growing season where iron and chlorosis or yellowing of the leaves is noticed. So I will come through here periodically, check out what my plant is looking like and checking out the status and the health of it. And then if I feel like it needs another dose, I will come out here and apply another dose to the drip line again. So like I said, I'll probably do a little bit more than a cup. I'll probably do closer to the 2-cup range because these are pretty rough, and everything that grows out, new growth and all, is just completely yellowed. So I want to go ahead and do that. So I'm not going to measure. 1 handful for me, I can pretty much gauge how many handfuls I need to go around the base of my plant. So we're going to do that, and then we will get to cleaning out that flower bed and planting some things up back there. right, you guys. So this is the area that I am needing to clean up terribly bad. You can't really even tell where a plant is and where the weeds are. It's that bad. So I'm gonna come through here. Now that I have my gloves, you guys, I think I threw my other ones in the trash. I'm gonna come through here, weed all this up. Try to figure out what's going on with my heuchera here because we've been getting plenty of rain, so maybe it's getting too much rain, or maybe the things around it are soaking up a little of the rain. But anyway, I want to get in here, clean this area up, plant some more of my hostas, and I don't know. Then we'll go from there, I guess, and see where I want to put the landscape fabric and where I want to hold off on the landscape fabric, and then to go and check and see if there's anything that I want to transplant also. So let me get over here because the storm from the other night kind of knocked some very large branches. This tree really probably could stand to be pruned because it loses very large limbs all the time. So I want to get over there behind where Skylar is and clean up some of the larger branches. You can see she's playing with one right now, but I just pulled some out that were twice that size. So here we go. I pretty much got it as weeded as I possibly can. Then I can come out here and lay my mulch down. Uh, the source of the beeping, if you can hear it, I do have on a mic today, but it's that thing right there. It's the deer repellers that I probably will be removing now that we have the beautiful fence in place. I probably will not need these any longer, but for right now, they're still there, and there's still a constant source of beeping. I don't know, for whatever reason, I feel like this area needs to be reworked a little bit, and maybe it's just me, but I'm not really, I don't know, something about this area I'm not really digging that much. Maybe once I put some mulch down, I will. Look, I want to go get my hostas, and we'll do some transplanting there. Also, or some planting of the hostas and some ferns. I have some Japanese painted ferns. And I forgot that I do still have that heuchera up front that needs to be transplanted. So I will probably plant that somewhere back in this area as well. And my husband is up there and he is fixing the panels that I showed you guys in a previous video from the DIY fence project. He is fixing the panels over there to that one, so they are going in a lot better. There is one that I can see that's right there, but here's the thing. We have a storm drain that comes from the top of the road here, and it actually lets out right back here where this beautiful pile of Tradescantia is, or spiderwort. The one back here behind the fence, I really want to transplant some up here. I know it can get kind of out of control, but I feel like I can manage it. So this is where the water runoff comes. And I just thought about planting some really pretty hostas and things right around in this area to soak up some of that moisture, or hibiscus even. But they're they're so beautiful, so beautiful. But yeah, so the pipe, what I was saying is the pipe from the storm drain goes up right in here. So we'll have a difficult time probably trying to get that one to go down, as probably as far down into the ground as that one right there is going to go, which is perfectly fine with me, because by the time I get through planting stuff back there, you won't even realize it's there like that anyway. That is where that clump of spiderwort is going to live. There's a ton more over there, but I feel like that one little clump is going to do me, and it probably will naturalize in this entire area. Kind of planted it really close to that hosta, but I'm not really overly concerned about that. So hopefully it'll kind of take over in this little area here where I want it to be, and then I can just kind of remove the ones, and they're really easy to dig up. So just kind of go in like I did to that and just go dig up the areas that I don't want it to naturalize in. But yeah, so I think I'm going to like that. Now I want to go get the other hostas and ferns and put them in their locations. I also have an astilbe that I need to get in the ground over there with the other visions in red astilbe. All right, you guys. So I think I found a place. I have an astilbe, a visions in red astilbe, and it matches the other ones that are down there already currently. And this empty spot right back here behind the sum and substance, I think that'll be a nice little spot for it to go, and then it'll just have like a nice little triage of them back there. Also, I'm still trying to figure out where exactly I want my Japanese painted ferns to go out here. I don't know if I want them to go further down or further up this ways. I feel like there's a lot going on right here in this area, so I'm probably not going to put it anywhere up here. But there are some blank areas down below that I could use to fill it in. But I also have a couple of hostas. I have some Paul's Glory hostas that I want to put back there. So, or put down below. So, let me go ahead and put this astilbe in. I do know for a fact where I want that to go. So let me do that real quick, and then I'll figure the rest of it out. All right. This is the Visions in Red astilbe by Monrovia. I have a couple of these that I picked up last year, and I absolutely love them. I did not think I would love them as much as I do. You can kind of see one right there, and then there's another one right back there. I love them. I love the texture of them, and I think their blooms are absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to pop the other one right back here behind the Sum and Substance, and just finish out my little triage, my little collection. I'm glad that I got them when I did because there was only a handful of them left when I went to Lowe's a few days ago. So, but that's that's a really beautiful plant. I love the blooms. The blooms really aren't red to me. They're almost like a deep maroon or purplish kind of color. Eh, like a magenta pinky, purpley pink. I'll go take you in closer once I get this one planted and show you the blooms that are coming up on my other astilbe down there. That way you can kind of get an idea of what they look like. It's so windy, y'all. With that storm that blew in the other night, it's just we've been getting some cooler temps, which is wonderful, but a lot of breeziness. So I'm having a difficult time trying to get my tripod to stand up. All right, there we go. And I welcome the cool temps. It's probably like 70 some odd degrees out here today, which is a welcome change from the upper 80s that we've been having. It's really breezy underneath these trees anyway, but it's extra breezy today, so I apologize. But right there is where the other astilbe is, and if I pan slowly, that's where the other two astilbe are. So really beautiful plants. And the fact that you can get blooms that vibrant to me in a shade garden is also another bonus. Let's go ahead and plant that. I like the placement of that a lot. Now this shrub right here is my double file Viburnum, and honestly it does not get enough sun right here, so I am now thankful to have the fence up so that I can figure out exactly where I would like to put this shrub in particular. I do know that coming along down the side right up here there's going to be some empty spaces available, so it may just be that I plant it somewhere along in there. It grows beautifully here and it blooms right here actually too, but it does require a little bit more sun than what it's getting right here. So I don't know. I'm not sure. There it is. It looks like it's always been there. All right, so it does like about 1 to 3 hours of morning sun. It's dappled morning sun here. Nothing really crazy. Right now it is about almost 1:30, so the sun is gone. This is about as much sun as it will get for the remainder of the day. It does like to stay moist, so its watering needs are to stay kind of moist, almost like a fern. And when I look at these, that's what they really remind me of, is a fern, and I think that's why I love them so much. I love ferns, you guys. I don't know if there's a plant that I really don't love at this point so far that's in my garden space, but I do. I enjoy ferns quite a bit, but I don't know, and maybe that's what drew me to astilbes. Something about them kind of has that ferny-like texture to me. Just their foliage is a little bit more broader than most traditional ferns. But this one at mature size gets to be about 24 inches tall by 20 inches wide, and they bloom in the summer. Like I said, mine are already blooming. It definitely is not summertime yet. We are still in the spring, but we are approaching early parts of the summer. Like I said, we stay very warm here. Our winters are very mild, so a lot of things here tend to bloom out. Sorry if you can hear that background noise. That's the beverage cart on the golf course. It's really loud. So like a lot of things tend to bloom out for us a little bit earlier than maybe in some areas, but I'll take it. They bloom pretty constantly for me, or at least they did for me last year. They are hardy down to -30 to -20 degrees Fahrenheit. So they're pretty winter hardy. Like I said, a beautiful addition to any shade garden, especially if you are wanting to add a different variety or to the foliage texture that's out here. You know, sometimes for shade gardens in general, it's just kind of tough to find something that's really pretty and that blooms, and astilbe definitely is it. There are other varieties of astilbe out there that I would love to have to add to my collection, but we shall see what happened. Okay, you guys, it is super early in the morning. It's probably about 6:30 in the morning, and I had to come out here and film you guys an ending to the video because I did not do that, and it's mainly because it got really hot, and then my sister ended up coming over, and so I ended up spending time with her. And I just never did finish the end of the video. I didn't plant the hostas. Well, I did plant the hostas. I take that back. I did not plant the ferns. I'll show you guys where the hostas landed. But where the video ended was right here at the astilbe. I don't know if I said it. It's a few days later. I'm starting to feel a tickle in my throat. You guys, I work with kids. I work with kindergartners up to third grade. So my immune system, it's getting stronger and stronger every day. That's what I'm confessing. But anyway, so it's been several days later, and we've had rain after rain after rainy day. I think we had one sunny day, and I end up having to do something late. So I went to go visit my dad. That's what it was. Anyway, so there is the one astilbe. It's doing good that we planted. It is actually raining right now, so I will be quick about it. Dad, there's another Liam. That might be the same one. And let me show you guys where the hostas ended up that I planted. I actually tend to come out here pretty early in the mornings like this during the summer months, especially when it's so hot. The golfers aren't out here. My kids are still in the bed, and it's just really peaceful out here. So that's where the two Paul's Glory hostas ended up, right there next to my camellia. And then there's the spiderwort. It's doing great. It's just definitely got a lean to it, probably because of all of this rain we've been getting. But it will definitely perk back up for sure. I'm probably going to end up moving these because they're getting a little bit sun bleached already, and they've only been here not even a week. So I'll probably relocate them somewhere further underneath the tree canopy where they won't get, or in the new flower bed that I'm going to be creating in a video with you guys coming up. So yeah, I'll probably end up relocating those because I've noticed they get a lot of hot afternoon sun. Not a lot, but too much for them, for sure. There's my hibiscus. You guys, I'm pretty sure I think this other one might be dead. It's not putting on any growth. Well, shut my mouth. I I stand corrected. It is putting on growth, so I'm going to leave it alone and let it do its thing. Spiderwort. And I did get a little bit of mulch down, but it was starting to get really late. My sister came out here and sat with me while I put it down. And we just had a little convo, and it was so nice. And I didn't film that. You probably can hear the rain, but I'm standing underneath the canopy of these trees, you guys. It's so dense, I don't even feel it. So I did get a little bit of mulch done. Not a whole lot. And I was hoping I'd be able to get out here today and work. So I guess we'll have more indoor projects. If it slacks up and dries up a little bit, I might still come outside later on and do it, because I still have to get like the edges and everything like that done. But I was getting bitten by mosquitoes back here bad. So no, actually just one. It only took one time for me and I was going. The bloom-struck hydrangeas are blooming. They're really pretty. And then over here I was able to just to get I stopped over here But I have to come in and finish all this, which should be relatively easy. I'm not putting any landscape fabric down. I know I said I was at the beginning of the video, but I changed my mind. I'm just not even going to. I'm just going to lay that mulch on super, super thick and just come out here and try to keep the weeds combated. Look at the blue blooms on this penny mac. So I do believe that I want to get more of these. Look at that. Isn't she beautiful? I planted this last summer, I do believe. Kind of clover, it's fleshing out really beautifully, and the guacamole hostas, you guys. Oh, they're just so beautiful, especially up against that pulmonaria right there. I do believe this variety of pulmonaria is Trevi Fountain. But yeah, that's how everything's looking. Then on up the hill there's the back side of the hill, and then there's the astilbe up there. So we will end this video right here for you guys on this beautiful guacamole hosta and penny mac hydrangea, you guys. I want to thank you all so much for stopping by, hanging out with me today. It is always a pleasure. I enjoy you all more than you know. Y'all make my day, whether you know it or not, but I just have to say that you all are truly a blessing to me. Thank you to all the new subscribers out there. I do see you, and I appreciate y'all so much, and I also appreciate all of my older subscribers coming back and checking in the comments. It means a lot to me, probably more than you will ever know. But I hope to catch you all in the next video. I hope you all have a wonderful and blessed day. Bye, y'all.